Tony Khan is coming out of his cage regarding the AEW numbers. Mariah May wants to be uncaged, and it looks like CM Punk is being locked up ahead of WWE's trip to Saudi Arabia. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling, and today in this video right here, right now, we have a bunch of news. We've got multiple news stories, but they're all kind of shit and not really worthy of their own feed, so they're just getting combined into one. So we like to call this a 3-in-1 special. Some of you might even call it a 3 stages of hell match, brother.
It feels like hell. I mean, you can't just describe Mania. All these shite stories rammed into one event.
Yeah, well, what's the big story for the last few days? That is the fact that AEW Dynamite did its best rating in the year 2025. Actually, you have to go all the way back to September 2024 until AEW Dynamite last put on a show with a higher rating than the 682,000 that they got. So we've praised AEW for that, you know, a step in the right direction. I do think there's signs that the ratings are slowly increasing and at least getting a little bit more stable. The drop-off now seems to be leveling out around the 600, mid-600, and maybe we'll see them now push and potentially sooner rather than later get back into the 700k. But one man that has noticed this, one man that has took to Twitter, one man that thought this was great, it's Tony the Tagger. Tony, Mr. Great, the guy that normally says great about 1,000,000 times. Well, he made a tweet and only said it once. What's your thoughts on that?
It's a bit pathetic, isn't it? It's like, I mean, fair play, right? You finally beat NXT, best number of the year, right? But it's nothing to brag about. Like, this is only a good number because of how bad you've been.
Wait, so Tony should delete this tweet in your opinion?
I think you should delete this tweet. I just don't think you should have made it in the first place. What I don't like about it, right, is you're the architect of your own downfall here. It's like the only reason this is a success is because of how bad the company's fell. You know what I mean?
True.
It's like I don't understand it.
Yeah, like 8 months ago you wouldn't have been tweeting this because this would have been a shit rating.
And it's like cause AEW's just like nosedived in the past year, right? It might not be like WWE. It's like
yes, but we're gonna sit here and pretend that Triple H doesn't try and gaslight and lie and blow smoke up his own arse and, you know, try to inflate numbers and pretend that they're better than they are. I mean, we've seen this guy do it, whether it's with attendances or not buy rates, because they don't have buy rates because their shows are pish and not worth paying for. But you know, things like that, tickets and attendances and the gates and stuff like that. We've seen how WWE like to record gate this, record gate that, and you've got to take into the fact that there's inflation and that WWE are paying, that they're charging more for tickets than ever before. So I mean, I think both guys do it. I don't know. For me, I can tolerate Tony Khan a lot more.
Yeah. No, I mean, just because I buried Tony there doesn't mean I can't stand Triple H. Of course I can't stand the guy.
See, Tony, it's almost like you kind of give him a pass because you realise he's like, I don't know, maybe not Down syndrome, like, but you feel like Tony Khan could be like mentally
retarded.
Yeah, I think he's something like along those lines.
Spectrum. I mean, fair play, Tony. Right? If you want
what?
If you want to celebrate, but you know what I mean. No, it's pathetic. Like, I don't really know how to explain it. It's like, would Triple H, as bad as Triple H is, would Triple H celebrate like that? He probably would, though. There's no point in me even fucking turning around and saying, would he celebrate the highest SmackDown in 6 months? He would, of course he would. He's a fucking mark. But Tony, you need to build.
Although, you know what, I think Triple H might be smarter. I think Triple H might be smarter to celebrate the highest SmackDown in 6 months, because he'll realise that the only reason it's the highest SmackDown in 6 months is because the 6 months previously have been shit and the ratings have declined that much. Whereas Tony Khan might not have the the ability to understand that. But either way, this is what Tony Khan said. He sent out the following tweet. He said, quote, "Thank you all who watched Wednesday night. Hashtag AEW Dynamite Beach Break last night. The most watched Dynamite of 2025. Most viewers on at TBS Network since September, which was before we added at Stream on Max Audience Plus. Most important, it was a great Dynamite. See you Saturday. Hashtag AEW Collision.
Well,
End of quote.
Collision's already happened. I gave the spoilers for it. A tribute to McMichael, Steve Mongo McMichael. I mean, the rest of the show was pretty shit, like, but you can't really go wrong with a tribute show if it's done right, and it appeared to be done right. But see, Collision. Do you not think Collision just needs cancelled?
Well, no, because it's AEW's second show. I don't think they should cancel it. Like, maybe make it better.
Yeah, but that's what I feel like. If there's going to be no attempt to make it better, right? They should just do a proper brand split. That's what they should do. That's what needs to be done. There's just too much mix and match.
I don't like
pick and mix.
I don't like Collision for the fact that 9 times out of 10 you're likely to get an FTR main event, and that takes me out of the game.
Yeah, I mean but it's like the ratings are just so bad, and why the FTR? Why the FTR consistently main event when the ratings are so bad? There's just like a refusal to like change things up in wrestling.
I think Tony Khan should put us in charge of Collision.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not? It can't do much fucking worse. Like, literally. I mean, come on, Tony, the offer's there. I'm not saying we'll work for free.
People talk about the invasion. Fuck us. People talk about the invasion. Why can't we have a McMahon invasion and let the McMahons run Collision? Tony Khan can run Dynamite.
Aye. But honestly, Sharon Finch, right, would... See if Sharon Finch took over Collision.
I now own AEW Collision.
See if Sharon Finch took over Collision, right? The rating would probably be higher than fucking SmackDown's the first week.
Aye.
And not even from a point of view of, like, it's those two on it, because it'd be fucking good. It'd be entertaining. Honestly, like...
Could it happen?
It'll never happen, but it should. McMahon's... He's getting too old, man. It's now or never.
Now or never. Anyway, speaking of now or never, and speaking of Collision, Mariah May posted a picture to her Instagram, locked behind a steel cage, with the caption, and that caption read the following, quote, "Finally, someone let me out of my cage." End of quote. Now, could be, some people are misinterpreting this, in my opinion, as she wants released from AEW and that she wants let out of her cage so she can go and do other stuff. She can go and wrestle elsewhere. Some people have said that they believe that she wants to start an OnlyFans, and I don't think that's the case at all, because I'm pretty sure you can do that in AEW and Tony doesn't give a shit. And then some people believe that she actually wants to be back on AEW television, especially since her best friend just debuted there on Dynamite. And I agree with the latter. I think that's the most likely thing here. I think that she's probably realised that, you know what, that maybe the grass isn't greener on the other side. Maybe she does want to just return to AEW. Maybe Tony Khan has seen the speculation and the hype and the interest, and he's thought, you know what, fuck it, if I can give the Young Bucks $5 million a year, I can also give you $5 million a year. Plus, she also posted the picture that had the AEW Collision logo on it. I mean, I don't know. I think if you were wanting out of this company, I just don't... People could go, oh, well, that's accidental. She didn't notice it. You noticed that? Yes. Come on. I don't think she posted this picture to Instagram and totally didn't acknowledge the fact there was a big AEW logo at the bottom of it.
See these pictures, right? They absolutely, like, it's not just, I don't think she's done this, but you're right, there's so many people in wrestling post these. Look at Ray Phoenix and Penta. Oh, they're keeping me against my will, senor. You know, see that? When did actual stars in the past do that?
I don't think she's doing that, though.
No, I don't think she's doing that.
I think it's just trying to hype herself up. I think she's just trying to promote herself for
but could you imagine
return.
in 2002 on fucking...
I don't think she believes...
People like the NWO and Steiner are posting...
No.
Oh, these Ted Turner contracts have held me against my will.
Yeah, no, I don't think she's literally meaning, oh, I'm being held back right now, or I'm being locked up against my will by Tony. I don't think, I just think she means, let me, like, figuratively, that she wants to, you know, get out of her cage.
It's very cheap, though, when people do it. It's like they don't have the fucking balls to actually confront Tony or whoever's in charge of those sort of things, but they'll post some cryptic shite on Twitter. It's embarrassing. Pretending, you know what I mean? The honest people were pretending that Ray Phoenix was like in the concentration camps or something.
He may as well be on SmackDown.
Aye.
Just another Mexican, isn't he?
Aye.
Another burrito muncher.
Absolutely.
Yes, senor. Si, senor. Anyway, right, so your final thoughts on it? I think she's just trying to promote her. I think she's getting ready to come back and she's trying to get a bit of hype.
The AW Collision logo wouldn't be in there if it was her.
That's the way I see it. Like, see if she wanted out of her contract to go to WWE, I don't think she'd be posting an image that's got AEW on it. But, it's just what I think. Anyway, what else do we have? Finally, CM Punk.
Gaza Muncher.
Yes,
Donut Muncher.
you know, he was on the video package for Night of Champions, WWE, Saudi Arabia, and guess what? They've republished that video package, and now he's not on it, and he's been replaced. And he's been replaced by Seth Rollins.
What about
which is leading people to believe that CM Punk has either decided that he isn't wrestling on the Saudi show, or perhaps even more left field, the Saudis have said, we don't want CM Punk wrestling on our show. Which one do you think it is? And I'll give my thoughts in a minute here regarding what I think of CM Punk. And
right, maybe it's the Saudis, right? But these are the same guys that thought like Yokozuna was still alive and things like that. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say they don't really follow CM Punk politically. But at the same time, he did an Instagram live where he was asked about Saudi and he's like, well, I've never been. And he was kind of alluding to the fact he'd like to do it. But maybe he was just saving face on his Instagram live. He doesn't want to talk about it, so he just swept it under the carpet.
So what do you think more likely? Punk's just decided he doesn't want to go,
yes.
or
I think he's seen the
or Saudi have maybe seen Punk maybe saying some, unfavourable things about them, and they've went, well, we don't want to put this guy on our show.
Yeah, but
or does that go against
look across the world of sports, man? Loads of people have come out and said things about guitar in Saudi, and they've still went. I know you can maybe say, well, it's easier to control a wrestler not going than it is like someone who's competing in an actual real event.
So you think it's more Punk not wanting to go?
Yes, I think it's that. I think he's seen the backlash because people have called him a hypocrite, saying that what happened to this guy, and now he's doing it, and now he's not. Could it just be a simple case of he didn't do backlash? Was he banned for St. Louis, Missouri? I mean, wrestlers they just don't fucking work dates. Could it just be a simple case of?
True, but he was on the package, and now he's not on the package.
True, yeah, but CM Punk, right? You see, like, promotional stuff come out where people are on the front. Like, Cody Rhodes is scheduled for tonight's SmackDown. Guarantee he won't be there. You see, like, promotional packages for pay-per-views get released, like, 6 months in advance, and then the people actually don't end up working them. Things have happened like that. But I agree, considering it's that close, it is a bit weird they've changed it.
Right, what's your thoughts on Punk and him not wanting to do these shows? Well, let's just assume that he's decided he doesn't want to do it. He's decided he doesn't want to do it in the past. Do you respect this guy for at least, even if you don't agree with his views and standpoints, do you respect him for sticking up for what he believes in and refusing to go? Or do you think it's unprofessional that he works for the WWE and if they've got a show in Saudi Arabia and they want him to be on it, then he should be on it because that company pays his wages?
Well, I think that's it. Most of the stuff he says about Saudi, I agree with it. I mean, it's a fucking, blood-thirsty country that treat women, dogs, etc. like dogs. I don't agree with anything really the Saudis do. They do a lot of sports washing. But you're right. It's
that side of the world in general,
yes. But if he's willing to accept the
just
contract,
delete that entire.
Yeah. But if he's willing to accept a contract for WWE, then it's a sticky situation because it's like they're not always in Saudi. You know what I mean? It's like with boxing, all they do seem to be is in Saudi. How many investors do you hear? TKO, right? I mean, all that's all.
All right, but let's say Triple H decides here WrestleMania 43. I want to have it. I want to have it in the
Kingdom of Saudi.
I want to have WrestleMania 43 in the Kingdom of Saudi, and Punk refuses to go.
But I think he has to fulfill his contract, though. I think he does have to do that.
Do you think WWE are more lenient if he doesn't want to work a Night of Champions? Or whatever the Saudi show is, but do you think if it was like a bigger show, like the Royal Rumble or WrestleMania, they'd be like, nah, Punk, you need to be there?
I'm pretty sure the Royal Rumble's in Saudi this year, 2026.
Was he just going to enter the chamber? Is he going to be the champion?
But you know what? I don't know what Punk said about Saudi, but I'm going to guess.
Who's to say Punk won't be champion?
But not remember Sami Zayn had a beef with the Saudis. And then whatever happened, got squished or something.
Aye, he took the money and he went.
You know, like we know Muslims don't like Jews, but Goldberg and Paul Heyman and other guys have worked there. You know what I mean? I think Paul Heyman would fucking do anything to get money, like, to be honest. But it's all about people's standards. It's like Sami Zayn is the biggest, you know, virtue signaler out there. He greets about Gaza every single day. And people are like, oh, he's not. They can post about Trump and they vote for Donald Trump and WWE and they can make that public, but Sammy can't come out with a wee tile. Numerous things with that. I mean, WWE is an American company in America. Gaza ain't in America, and therefore, you know, it's not relevant to WWE's cause. Let's be honest. But if Sammy had a fucking backbone, he would show solidarity with it while coming out. Wouldn't he?
No, absolutely.
And CM Punk's the same. Like, he always posts stuff about Gaza, but if they want to come out with like free Palestine wristbands, right? Then have the balls to do it. Don't be the boy who cried wolf. I mean, they greet about it, but then happily take the money for the company that's apparently suppressing their opinions. You can't have it both ways.
See, to me though, that's how you know wrestling's fucked, because these are just people playing themselves in a wrestling promotion.
Yep.
Like, Undertaker, it doesn't matter what his political beliefs were, he was the Undertaker. He wasn't fucking Mark Calloway on a bike.
Yes.
Or Mark Calloway with a fucking black hat on and a leather jacket. You know, no. or leather gown, or cloak, what you want to call it. It's like Glenn Jacobs was the monster fucking Kane. You didn't see Kane coming down. Oh, look at the police are escorting Kane down to the ring, and look at that. What's he got? He's got a Republican shirt on, buddy. He's got an American flag. You know, like MAGA hat on. Imagine Kane coming down. Like I just think that's what's fucking wrong with wrestling. These losers, they're supposed to be playing characters on a TV program. Ron Perlman, right? We don't agree with the guy's political stance or whatnot, but at least when he's playing Clay Morrow, he doesn't bring his own shit into it.
Yes.
Clay Morrow's not the kind of character that would virtue signal, and he doesn't do it.
Yeah, but the actor does.
Yes, but at least he can separate his acting career away from what his beliefs are in his personal life. These wrestlers, for some reason, can't fucking do that.
Yeah, but you always hear about, well, CM Punk and Drew don't like each other and they work. But so why can't it be similar like this?
Yeah, but you said Sami Zayn should. You know what I mean? You said Sami Zayn, if he feels that way, he should wear free Palestine. Why can't Sami Zayn just be Sami Zayn, the wrestler?
No.
And then in his own personal time, he can do whatever he fucking wants.
Yeah, but it's like maybe just the people in the company that openly admit they fought Donald Trump have just got more, like Undertaker has got more of a fucking backbone than Sami Zayn. Maybe that's it.
Yeah, I don't understand this belief that it's a MAGA company. If you're maybe talking about the top, then yeah, but I fucking guarantee you with my life, there is more wrestlers in WWE that vote Democrat than do Republican.
Yes.
And it's a landslide. We're not talking like a 55-45 split. I'd say we're talking at least 70-40, probably a lot higher, to be honest, especially in NXT.
Yo, but it stems back, right, to like COVID and jobs and countries or whatever making masks and vaccines voluntary. Some people went along with it, some people didn't. You can step up to, you know, see Sami Zayn, right? Say back in 2020 he didn't want to get the vaccine and Vince fired him, right? I'd be like, well, you know what? He stuck to his guns and he refused to get it. But see if he got it and then for like the next 6 months just greet it about, oh, anti-vax, we shouldn't do it, we shouldn't get it. It's like, well, mate, you sold out anyway and did it. If you completely disagree with the company's like values and it goes against your own and you're going to be such a bitch about it, then you need to step up and just fucking leave.
What do you think? What's your thoughts on a lot of the people that got released seem to be left wing, by the way?
It's time to play the game.
I did notice that though. A lot of people that got released.
Aye. Like Triple H is onto something.
Shotzi, Gigi Dolan, very left wing tendencies from what we've seen them tweeting stuff.
But that's the problem with the world now. See, like back in the day with wrestling, politics wasn't a big deal. See now, man. across the globe. They've made it. It's ingrained into society where it's so divisive, and that's what they wanted all along.
Yeah. Anyway, one last thing, since we're talking about politics there, Mariah came out today, spoke a little bit about Kane, aka Glenn Jacobs, was talking about how he used to be such a cool guy.
Oh, no, he's an evil bastard.
He used to be such a good guy, someone that you could hang around with, someone that you could enjoy, someone that she would spend time with, and she considered him a friend. But she says that when he became a politician, she says he, quote, lost his fucking mind, unquote. Now, never gave any particular reasoning for how he lost his mind, or never gave any examples of what he did or what he didn't do, but she just says that before he was a politician, he was a cool guy. After he became a politician, he lost his mind. But she, refused to give one example or one reason as to why he'd lost his mind. And he also said she was disappointed in him.
It's the Trump derangement syndrome, isn't it? I hate this logic, right? That because they voted for Trump, that it automatically means this entire time they were, he's just switched as a person. I strongly believe with like Kane and Undertaker and guys like that, they've always believed that way. But I think it's more of a case on the left that people sell it to Hollywood. It's like, you try to tell me The Rock, the guy that you watched in the 90s, would agree with some of the stuff The Rock does now? Fuck, of course he wouldn't. He sold out big time, and he realised that during the last election, so he fucking reeled it in.
Aye, he did. He pulled it
he
back
basically
a
came
little
out
bit.
and said, here, I don't want to vote for... It's the same with Batista. See all these guys, man, and I think with Mick Foley it's different. I genuinely believe in Mick Foley. He's always been a nice guy, and he still is a nice guy. He's just been warped in the...
But I actually don't know how someone as intelligent as Foley can be that fucking retarded. Like, but that's... Whatever, I'm not going to bash the guy. I love Foley, but...
Yeah, but Mariah, it's like, it's either going to come at the king that is Glenn Jacobs. You best not miss. And she hasn't fucking gave one bit of evidence.
Yeah,
here.
This is what she said. We'll just quickly go over it. It was just a mess, really. She was on her podcast. She says, quote, Kane said this was before he was a politician and was on Twitter, right? But he did say, you've really made it when people start suing you. I haven't been sued yet, so I haven't made it. I loved Glenn. We travelled together. We went to Doctor Who conventions for WWE and all that kind of stuff. Sweet guy. And then all of a sudden, he turned into a politician and lost his fucking mind. I was on a lot of drugs and alcohol. I wasn't listening to anybody but myself. However, I was a little bit disappointed. End of quote. So, says he was a sweet guy. Says all of a sudden, turned into a politician. Lost his mind. Then she went on to say that she was on a lot of drugs and alcohol during this period. So she wasn't really listening to anybody or in contact with many people because of the drugs and alcohol that she was doing. But she was like disappointed to learn that he'd became a politician. And it's like, oh, hold on here. You're disappointed in Glenn Jacobs for turning into a politician. You were fucking constantly on drugs, alcohol, being arrested with Alberto Del Rio, not to mention the wee triple threat match you had with Maddox and Woods.
Yeah,
so,
you know what?
I mean, if she's disappointed in Glenn Jacobs, maybe Glenn Jacobs is just a wee bit slightly more disappointed in Mariah.
But yeah, let's just flip it here. Say Paige was the Republican and Kane was the Democrat. I would defend Kane still. Kane's, even though, I wouldn't agree with political, he's not, I'm not disappointed in him. In a sense of, oh fuck, you've let your life go downhill. Paige has ran through. I mean, the amount of work she's got done. A literal junkie, druggie. Glenn Jacobs, one of the greatest, big men of all time. Iconic, right? And he's transitioned away from WWE into a successful role in government.
But what's he done?
Even if he was a Democrat, I'd be like, you know what? Fuck, he's made a career for himself in a different field.
Yeah, but forget about his views and where's the negativity? What's Kane done that's negative?
Just because I disagree with you.
Where's the bad news? Where has he been arrested? What shames he brought upon his name or family?
Because he's a Republican.
Anyway, guys, that's it. We'll catch you in the next one. Fog Wrestling. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and peace.